Tohu, good morning to you. How are you feeling after re-signing with the Warriors, which we believe is great news?
Yeah, good morning, Smithy. Really excited. It's exciting for me and my family to be able to extend our time at the club. We love the club and love the people in it, and where we are at the moment here in Auckland is we're just loving it. So, yeah, we're really excited for what's ahead in our future.
Tohu, I would imagine you was pretty hot demand around the rugby league world. So, was it an easy decision? I mean, on the basis of what you just said, from the way you like the setup, it was easy. But in effect, was it that easy for you? It was. Obviously, with Webby coming in and the direction that the club is going, led by Cameron George and how he wants me to be a part of that. It's really exciting, and not only that, like we've my wife, son, and I, we've got a pretty special connection with our community here, and doing different things with a local school here, TuivasaKnee school. So, all those different things sort of added up, and this is the place we want to be. So, it was a pretty easy decision, and we love knowing the fact that the club is really determined to improve and keep making these improvements and be challenging for a premiership in the near future. All said and done, it's about performance on the field, and I would imagine the way the team completed last season and got so close was also a pretty big factor in your decision?
Yeah. I felt like last year was one of the most fun years that I've had in my career. I felt re-energised with the things that Webby and the coaching staff brought into the club. Really enjoyed the process that went into each week, and then the games on top of it. Some of the results we had were, some of the most fun games that I've had in my career. So the want to continue to have that feeling and to continue to be a part of that was really strong. So to be able to finish where we did in the first year in this new program, I guess it is, it's encouraging, but again, like, this is a new year, we've got a new squad, and the team's hungry for more. So that's the most pleasing part. We've got guys like Roger coming back who wants to be a part of it too.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up Roger very shortly, but I also just need to talk to you because of all the people within the squad, you know how to win in NRL. You've done this with Melbourne in 2017. How can you sort of equate what you are looking at within the squad now and their performance last year with that Melbourne squad that was so successful back then? How close are the Warriors to achieving that?
Well, I think we certainly can be very close. It takes a lot of hard work, and you can't rest on our performances that we had last year. But like, each year is different, and there's a lot of work that goes into it before the season even starts. You can't win the competition during preseason, but you can definitely lose it. So with that in mind, we're working as hard as we can to get there. But in terms of, I guess, the skill and the talent that we have in the squad, it certainly matches what I've been able to experience in Melbourne. I was fortunate enough to be a part of that. But yeah, there's so much work that goes into actually reaching that level and getting that win at the end of the year. So it really does excite me, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Without going into all the very personal details, how do you switch off in an off-season? I mean, it's very hard to switch off at any stage during the season once you get into it. But what does Tohu Harris do to get away from the game, rejuvenate the body? Because, I mean, you get strapped up a lot during the course of a season. How do you get out of that?
Yeah, I find it hard to switch off, because we're all year round, we're following schedules and getting told where to be, what to do, all the sort of things. So when you get all that free time, you sort of don't know what to do with yourself. But we're pretty lucky. We are a part of this community and my son's school, and all the different things we do there. And so being able to do school drop-offs, pickups every single day, going into the school and interacting with all the special people in this community, it really is refreshing, especially because of the excitement levels that they have towards the Warriors. It was outstanding last year, and so just having that sort of little bit of normalcy in terms of being a part of my son's life more, that's a nice feeling. But yeah, it's hard to switch off from footy and thinking about it. So being back in pre-seasons, it's nice because you get that sort of get that part out on the field, and then you get to come home every single night and you're not travelling. So it's a nice feeling.
So Tohu, you've had a terrific career, but everyone continues, as they say, to work on their game. What would be your work-ons looking forward to this season from an individual point of view?
I sort of want to try and sort of take my performance to another level. Like I felt like I wasn't as consistent last year as I wanted to be. I felt like there were games where I felt really good, felt really fit, and was moving really well, and I had a good game. But then there's other games where I didn't feel as good or feel as fit, and that's just the nature of the game, how fast it's gotten. But I don't like that feeling. So I guess taking it to a new level for me is trying to get fitter, move faster, and I guess that allows me to put the pressure on the other team rather than feeling it myself. So I just want to do what I continue to do what I have been doing and performing, but more consistently.
How much communication do you do with younger members of the squad? I mean, one of the great things about you re-signing is the fact that younger players within the Warriors squad will be able to glean more information off you. They'll be able to see how you go about things. You'll be able to talk to them on a one-on-one basis. Do you engage in a lot of that stuff for the younger guys?
Yeah, a little bit. Like especially the guys, probably more so in pre-season stuff. But like speaking to Webby, that's something he wants me to sort of take to another level as well, as be more specific with how I guess he's sort of giving me who he wants me to focus my time on, and specific areas that he wants me to help them with. So instead of being more general across the board of the young guys and just checking in with them and stuff like that, he wants me to be more specific with certain players. But that's also the other senior guys. Like he wants us to have more of a singular focus or a specific focus towards certain guys, and he's giving us each like different people to work with rather than spreading our time across the whole squad, if that makes sense. So yeah, like there's a little bit, but I guess it's more specific and a bit more towards a smaller amount of people this year.
So when you look at a side like Penrith, you look at a side like Brisbane, who were pretty tough last year, there's no doubt about it, and appeared to be just slightly ahead of the rest. Can we bridge that gap this year? Can the Warriors bridge that gap?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the strides we made last year, I think we finished as the third best defensive side in the competition behind those two teams. So that gives us a clear indication of where we need to improve. We want to be the best team, and I guess 9 times out of 10, the team that wins at the end of the year is in those top two defensive sides. So that's a clear goal for us. We want to get better defensively and more consistent, because there were times where we would defend really well in games and finish games and really sort of hurt teams with how we defended, and that also fed into our attack. But there were two sides ahead of us, so we need to improve there, and that's where we want to improve to take the next step.
Tohu, 12 months ago, you were also in pre-season mode, of course, But it was an entirely different feeling. You had Andrew Webster coming into the squad. It was on the back of a season which was disappointing. I think we all acknowledged that, and everyone didn't quite know how it was going to go. But how's pre-season this time compared to 20 or 12 months ago?
There's still a lot of excitement around the place. Like the guys are bouncing in, and we mentioned Rog before. He feels excited and has noticed the difference in how we prepare each and every day, and our focus going into just the training session and the amount of detail we put into it, and then the effort on top of it. So it's really encouraging, and it's really like you want to be a part of it. That's sort of the feeling at the moment, and everyone's just hungrier. I think last year sort of really, I guess, stoked the appetite for everyone to improve. So it's a really good feeling at the moment.
So that brings me to the new boy in the ranks, RTS, Roger TuivasaKnee. Apart from the fact that what he's been noticing, what have you noticed about him and his company in the dressing room and the gym, etc.? What's the feeling been like amongst the guys?
Yeah, everyone's excited to have him back in the club. Like he's still the same person he was. He's a great person away from footy, but when it comes to footy, his mantra is to try and be the hardest working person in the building, and that's still the same. He's come back. He's openly said he wants to prove himself again. He's obviously trying to learn a new position. So, and I think that's excited him, and you can see that. Like he's putting in the work to try and learn it. He's trying to win all the conditioning and all the different things, and it's infectious. It feeds into the younger guys, feeds into us older guys, and makes us want to be like that. So he's still the same person. He's a hard worker and wants the best for himself and wants the best for the club.
So when Webby says, look, fellas, we're going to break for Christmas, what does Christmas mean for the Harris family this year? What are you looking at doing?
We don't often have the opportunity to stay at home because my wife's family live in Melbourne and my family's down in Hastings, but we're staying at our own home and staying here in Auckland this year, which doesn't often always happen. So yeah, we're looking forward to that, just to not have to worry about sort of moving around and logistics and stuff. So we're going to stay home, and we're going to have family visit us. So it'll be nice.
That's fantastic to hear, mate. Hey, listen, just a general chat. It's been wonderful catching up with you, mate, at this point. It's such special news on behalf of all sporting people, just not Warriors fans throughout the country, to know that you've got faith in the Warriors and the Warriors have got faith in you through to the end of 2025. It's great news, great surety for us. So, hey, thanks. Great chatting, Tohu. Have a terrific Christmas break, and we'll catch up in the new year.
Thank you, Smithy. Thanks for having me, and yeah, have a great new year.
SENZ. It's Kiwi for Sport.